Dear amazing lovely patrons, fantastic amici and amiche, how are you today? Christmas is fast approaching and I hope that you all bought some amazing presents for your loved ones. Indeed, it's quite cold outside and I'm not gonna lie to you, we need something to warm ourselves quick and fast. Something that will keep our belly full and our body full of energy. We are in luck, my friends. For today's case, we are back to my hometown, the province of Varese, and to be more precise, we are visiting a small municipality called Viggiù, which I found out is twinned with a city in the USA called Bear in Vermont. I still have to figure out how the twin cities system works, so if someone can enlighten me in the comment, I will indeed appreciate it. Anyway, today I present to you one of the most wintry dish that you can find in my area. Something that will stimulate your taste buds just by smelling the dish itself, and be warned, expect drooling. A lot of drooling. I present to you the almighty polenta and brasato. Look at it, it's smiling. Overcooked meat, braised with wine, red wine and spices, cooked in a very long and slow process and accompanied by an healthy dose of polenta, a must in winter times and a must in my whereabouts. Fun fact, people from the north like me are often called by people from the south polentoni because we tend to eat a lot of polenta. Let's get back on track. Today's case will bring us on an ex-hotel, ex-college called Hotel Prealpi, and we will follow the misadventures of a group of investigators called P.D.U, or Parnormal Detection Unit. Sounds like the name of a police elite force tasked to arrest ghosts? Stupid! As always, my dear patrons, I kindly ask you to consider to like this video by smashing the like button. And for those who are not subscribed to the channel, I kindly ask you to do so, as this will help me a lot and I will be extremely grateful to you. Plus, as they say, the more the merrier. And now, let's eat and let's head straight into action! Viggiù, a small town located about 50 kilometers northwest of Milan and about 8 kilometers northeast of Varese. A quiet and rather peaceful town with nothing out of the ordinary beside one place, an abandoned building left to rot and property of nobody. This place was known as Hotel Prealpi. Built in 1912 with decorations all around it in Liberty style, shortly became the preferred destination of many rich families from Varese and Como, fleeing from the chaos of the city in order to rest and breathe fresh mountain air, while enjoying the stunning view of the area. Then tragedy struck. In 1915, Italy went to war to one of the most horrific conflicts of the 20th century, and the Hotel Prealpi was repurposed as a military hospital. After the end of the war, the hotel was once again back to its original form, and during the 20s, wealthy families were populating once again the hotel for a quick break during weekends. Once again, it was war. And the hotel was used by partisans who were fighting the Germans and the Republic of Salò as hospital and ammo deposit. After the end of the Second World War, the place was changed into an orphanage for those kids who lost their parents during the conflict and was renamed Istituto Padre Beccaro. The place remained an orphanage until the 80s, as the institute was moved elsewhere and the building was completely abandoned, and it stayed like that until today. In regards of hauntings, ghost sightings and paranormal activities, psst, vieni qui. Please excuse me, I will be back shortly.
Guarda che non esiste alcuna informazione che il posto è infestato.
Ostia, ma dici sul serio? E allora questi cosa sono andati a fare? Excuse me, just some minor issues.
E io che cazzo ne so, solito gruppo di ciarlatani che fa video a caso. Hai visto i loro video, no?
Ma porca miseria, hai ragione. Mi devo inventare qualcosa per i miei ospiti.
Troppo tardi, cara la mia faccia da pirla. Ho già inserito i sottotitoli e ora sono cazzi tuoi.
Apologies for the delay. So, since you basically understood everything, as my assistant was so helpful in adding the subtitles so you could understand something that was not meant for anyone's ears, yes, there is nothing in regards of ghost sightings, possession, ectoplasm, or anything about a level 5 infestation spook who haunts the 12th floor of this hotel.
What you had there was what we refer to as a focused, non-terminal repeating phantasm, or a class 5 full roaming vapor.
Now it begs the question, what on earth did this group find in the hotel? The answer is simply a huge, mastodontic, gargantuan load of bull.
Mi chiamo Fabio e sono un investigatore del paranormale.
Okay, I have already a lot of problems with the first statement alone. I watched some videos of your channel and I can already say that this statement is really bold.
Il mondo dell'occulto fa da sempre parte della mia vita e in questi anni ho catturato dei fenomeni a cui ancora oggi non so dare una spiegazione.
Really? Okay then, show what you got for us, Fabio. We're watching.
Siete pronti a cominciare questa avventura?
A better title would be Lost in Delusion, to be honest.
Nella puntata precedente.
Che botta! Sei un'entità che continua a girare? Cos'è?
What's this? What's this?
Abbiamo una scritta molto interessante, morte.
Death to the invaders, it says. Wow, a random graffiti in an abandoned building. Unheard of. For them, it's a bad omen. After all, they claim that they have been attacked by a demon on the title. Excuse me? No, I don't think that they said the name of that particular dictator. I'd rather think that it was a random noise you created with your footstep or post-editing. So in the first episode of this investigation, I can see that you already set the bar very high for your BS.
Sì. Porca.
I would say extremely high. Things falling apart? Unheard of in an abandoned building. K2 going off for no reason and of course pretending to see shadow faces, and this was just the recap of the previous episode, guys. Makes me wonder, what can we expect from this episode then? But please, let's watch together the highlights of this episode, which is the fourth one anyway. Full video is in the description. As always, if you wanna watch it, be my guest, but do not go there and harass or leave nasty comments on their channel.
Quindi c'è da dire una cosa, diamo per scontato a questo punto che sia non un'entità maligna evocata, ma sia un'entità che è vissuta così.
Io ho i brividi soltanto a pensare a questa domanda.
You got the heebie-jeebies if you think about that question, and I am questioning myself on the reason why I'm here listening to you. Please, Fabio, bear this in mind. The place is not haunted. It was never haunted. There are no claims of hauntings. Ever.
Sei un'entità del passato, come dice Alan?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What kind of question is this? Allegedly, you're talking to a ghost. A dead person, right? Of course they're from the past.
What a surprise!
Stupid!
Che è successo?
Sorry, I couldn't resist. So, if you're wondering if this is the demon attacking, yes, you are 100% right. Apparently, the demon is a master in creating stomach pains and flatulence.
Fermiamo un attimo.
My opinion, of course, but it seems to me like the old-fashioned pretend to feel sick on a day of school type of act. I remember pulling out the same exact stunt when I didn't want to go to school. Did it ever work? No. my parents never fell for that. And you know why? Because my parents were very smart, like the people who watches my channel. And for almost one entire minute, the scene goes on with this theater of cringe where our frontman Fabio hypothesized that the demon, the entity, or whatever unicorn they think the place is infested with is showing to the bald guy, Alan, where they were hurt when they were alive.
Aver visto Alan in quelle condizioni mi ha fatto riflettere sulla potenza di questa entità. Non sapevo cosa stesse accadendo, ero terrorizzato al fatto di sapere che avrebbe potuto farci del male fisico.
Ragazzi, porca miseria! Mamma mia! Ho visto una testa che si è sporta da lì, porca miseria! Da lì, da quella stanza lì, mamma mia! Mamma mia!
I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but as you have already guessed it, we won't see any footage related to this apparition. The camera apparently didn't capture it, but this, for Fabio, was worth several mamma mia!
Mamma mia! Mamma mia!
Mamma mia!
You know, when an Italian says mamma mia, things must be real.
Siamo dovuti fermare un attimo perché Alan non si è sentito troppo bene. E stiamo cercando di capire se è ancora in grado di continuare.
Yes, poor Alan survived a vicious attack from an entity, and if I recall correctly, the pain was more located on the right side under the rib cage. I know I'm nitpicking, but sorry, I'm not falling for this act, and I'm afraid you have to go to school, Alan. Apparently they are not able to make a proper contact with the entity who already attacked Alan, and it's time to deploy their best equipment. The Raven, which is a spirit box on steroid by the looks of it, straight into the silly gimmicks category. With this they plan to better communicate with the entity, and even without turning on the thing, here we have the first EVP of the evening. Which, by the way, sounds like someone is saying K12 or K12 or K2, K2, and I have a strong feeling that this voice source is behind the camera.
Durante la messa a punto dello strumento, la telecamera di Alan, il nostro cameraman, registra una voce raccapricciante. La stessa voce che poco prima ha pronunciato il nome di Hitler. Sono rimasto sconvolto quando, dopo averla analizzata, ho capito subito si trattasse di una voce demoniaca, la stessa emessa durante l'esorcismo di Emily Rose.
Oh boy, there is a lot to unpack here. So, this EVP is the same demonic voice recorded before, and you claim that this voice is the same one appeared during the exorcism of Annelies Michel? I bet you doofus don't even know that the exorcism of Emily Rose was loosely based on that event, an event that for once in history held the church accountable for the death of this poor girl. In 1976, the state charged Michel's parents and the priest Ernst Alt and Arnold Renz, the two priests responsible to perform a total of 67 exorcisms, with negligent homicide. The poor girl was epileptic, and Ernst Alt, the priest, declared that Michel didn't look like an epileptic to him. Pardon me, Father Ernst, are you a psychiatrist? Are you a medical doctor? No, you're an asshole. You are an asshole who condemned a poor girl to death. Apologies if I sound upset, dear patrons, but this event was able to really anger me to the core. So Fabio, among all the examples you could pick, you choose the most famous case in which the court excluded a demonic possession in the first place? But please continue. They don't even sound remotely close. Ah, but you're a qualified investigator. Ma vaffanculo va. By the way, and as you have already imagined, the stage is set for another good old-fashioned pareidolia fest.
Nome?
Why? What is your fixation with Adolf Hitler?
Che lavoro facevi?
I believe that the actual Hitler would have never thought of himself as a dictator, and in Italian. The spirit box session goes on and on and on, and painfully, I would say. Heck, they arrive at a point in which they talk in tongues. First French, then German. I mean, good effort, guys. They even try to have the entity read out loud the graffiti next to the Raven box. And of course, they try as well to see if the entity is able to read their minds and say their names.
Ok. Il suo nome? Mirko, porca miseria!
Ma vattene a fanculo, va!
Oh mio Dio, ho visto un'ombra dietro di te, Alan.
You are made of stupid.
Con chi vuoi parlare di noi tre?
Ti ho detto zitto.
You know, for once I agree with the entity. Both of you, shut up!
Raga, ricordatevi una cosa. Il demonio parla tutte le lingue.
Sì.
Porca raga. Porca troia.
Is he for real? You picked a random EMF, most likely caused by being too close to the Raven box. Plus, would you mind the language?
And will you watch your ruddy language? My ears are not a toilet.
Io so che qui è morto un ragazzo.
I honestly don't know where you got this info from, but nobody in the past 10 years died in the hotel. Are we making things up again?
Sai dire il nome del ragazzo che si è tolto la vita dentro?
Okay, no more fart jokes. Jesus, in my defense, they serve me this on a silver platter.
Cosa? E guarda lì, è un buco con delle fiamme. Come se fosse un passaggio.
Really? I mean, for real? Even the random graffiti have a spooky meaning to you? Let's see this picture on the daylight. Do you think that even the anarchy symbol shown in the picture has a spooky meaning too?
Stupid hipster doofus!
Porca mi sono sentito toccare il giubbotto, raga!
The acting here is stellar. Stellar, I say. And do you think this is coincidental?
Raga, ho trovato la cerniera aperta.
Of course not. As shown in the video, I think it was meant to happen. It seems that the ghost is a capable pickpocketer. Okay, maybe not acting, but I do believe that this movement is just a coincidence. After all, he's wearing a leather jacket, and leather jackets are usually very stiff.
That's what she said!
And now, time for one last experiment, guys, where they try to capture some final EVPs to complete their successful investigation.
C'è qualcuno qui? Non fateci gli scherzi, che noi non siamo tipi da questi scherzi inutili.
No, in fact, you're tough ones. So tough that you managed to shut your pants before cause you felt someone touching your jacket. Definitely tough boys.
C'è qualche spirito maligno qui? Ho la tela scarica. Assorbe l'energia. Ora proviamo ad ascoltare. No, raga, c'è una voce. Raga, mi sembra Satana.
I don't know, guys, but to me it sounds like the sound of their fingers rubbing on the device. Or one of them breathing, or it can be from a different sound source.
Satanus. That's Latin for Satan.
Satan. Oh boy. Patrons, I'm trained. The amount of nonsense said in this video was tremendous. I need something. Something to restore my energy. Something like... Sorry, I had to do it. I couldn't resist. And here we are, safe and sound back at the restaurant, after an healthy dose of brasato and false claims. And the latter is always present in this channel, I'm afraid. But let's admit, some people have the guts to come up with stuff like that. And to be honest, these ones, they're not even original, or I mean, they're not as different as the other channels we find on YouTube. At this point, I shouldn't be even surprised anymore. And that's why I lean towards satire rather than actual debunking, because honestly guys, it's not so hard to debunk this kind of stuff. And when this type of content is watched by people with actual critical thinking, there should not even be the problem of debunking at all. What worries me the most is the comment section of these YouTube channels. All the people in there seems to take their content as actual facts rather than a sort of entertainment by the looks of it. Don't get me wrong, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and if these folks enjoy their content, I have absolutely nothing against it. My problem, as always, stays in the portrayal of what I strongly believe is fakery rather than an actual legit research, and how they pretend that what they see is in actuality real. I know in this video I tried to have a laugh, made fun of them a little bit, while at the same time I was trying to debunk their claims. And to clarify, I have nothing against Fabio and the team as actual people. I mean, I don't know them personally, so I don't know how they are in real life. Now, I just want to focus my attention for a little while on one of their comments they made in reply to one of their followers who was in shock because they believed that this entity was actually real. For us, it's really important having such feedbacks. We need to set the record straight in this world made of trash that is YouTube. I assume this is in reference of other paranormal channels present in the platform. It continues, and we hope we gave a positive contribution on this matter. And I would like to share my educated opinion on this by saying, P.D.U., as we saw in the video, you made extraordinary claims in regards of your findings, which I honestly believe they are very, very questionable. In the same tone and level that other investigators, the ones I assume you are referring to in this comment, present on their respective channels. With that said, it's my belief that you are giving the same contribution as these other channels that you mentioned. Not a positive one, I'm afraid. And on this note, I want to finish the video. Only you, lovely patrons, are able to restore the faith in humanity within me. I am sure of it. So please, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks a lot once again for keeping me company, and sharing this brasato with you was, as always, an immense pleasure. With that said, please stay safe, stay warm, stay out of trouble, and I see you all the next time. Ciao!